Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to make a very simple web page using HTML, CSS and Flexbox. So let's take a look at what we are going to make. So this is a corporate web page. Here we have the logo and the navigation. When you hover over the link, the color changes. Then we have this section in which I have added a form to subscribe, wherein you enter the name and the email address. Then we have this about section with 3 columns. Then we have this second about section, and then we have this what is our process section, in which I have created this line and I'll show you how to do this. Then we have a simple testimony with 2 cards, and then we have the contact section, and finally we have the footer. So this page is completely responsive. So if I inspect and let's choose tablet, so this is how it looks like in an iPad. So if I click on this hamburger icon, you'll see the navigation. So you can easily toggle between the open state and the closed state. Then we have all the content neatly stacked in a vertical way. The about section, all the cards are stacked. And in the process section, I have removed the line that we have in the desktop version. And then we have this testimony section, and then we have the contact section. So this is the page that we are going to make. So this project will be helpful for a beginner who is learning HTML and CSS, wherein he or she can apply their skills. So by completing this project, you will learn many things about HTML and CSS. So I hope you'll enjoy this, and I will see you in the next section. So let's begin by making files that we will require for the project. So I'll be using VS Code as my editor. So inside this, I'll open up a folder, and here I have this images folder in which I have some images. The first thing you need to do is to create a file called index.html, wherein we are going to write the HTML. Then I'm going to create a new file called style.css. Here I'll write the CSS, and then again I'm going to create a file called app.js. Here I'll write the JavaScript for the navigation toggle. So these are the files that we'll require. So in the index.html file, I'm going to insert the basic structure. So VS Code comes pre-installed with Emmet, so you can just press tab. You can press exclamation mark and press tab. So this is the basic structure. So now I'm going to change the title to FinTech Solution, and I'm going to link the CSS file. So right link and press tab, and in the href I'll write style.css, and just before the closing body tag, I'm going to link the JavaScript file. So script source app.js. So before moving on, let me first add the font that we are going to use. It's a Google font, and also I'm going to use box icon. So let's go to Chrome and go to font.google.com. Here search for Poppins. So this is the font. Click here. Choose the 400 version, this one. Then 600 semi-bold, and then this extra bold. Now click on this checkbox, import. You have 2 options to link the font. You can either paste it in the head section, or you can import it in the CSS file. I'm going to import this. Just copy this, go to CSS and paste it. Now let's add the box icon. So this is the website address, boxicons.com. Click here. So these are the icon. Click usage, and here this is a script that we are going to add. Just copy the script, go to index.html file, and before the app.js file, paste it. So write script and then paste it. Wait a minute. So we have the box icons. Now let's add some basic styles that we'll require for the project. So go to style.css, and after this import statement, begin a comment called base styling. Then first I'm going to select every element using the universal selector, which is star. Here I'll set the margin to 0, padding to 0, and box sizing border box, so that when you add padding to any element, the width of that element is not affected. when you set box sizing to border box. So then I'm going to set the font size to 62.5%. This is going to change the relative font size. So 1 rem equals 16 pixel. Now that we have font size equal to 62.5, it will be 10 pixel. So which helps in setting different font size to different elements. So I can easily write, let's say 16, let's say I want to set the paragraph font size 16 pixel. So I can write 1.6 rem. So 1.6 into 10 is 16 pixel. After this, I'll target the body, and here I'll set the font family to Poppins, and the fallback, if the font is not available in the system, will be sans serif. Then I'm going to target the A tag, all the links. The first basic thing that I need to do is the text decoration will be none, so that it removes the underline. Then I'm going to change the font weight to 400. 400 is for normal, and I'll set the font size 1.6 rem. Here I'm using relative unit. See, 1.6 rem, let me mark this, 1.6 rem is equal to 16 pixel, since we have changed the font size to 62.5%. After A, I'll target H1. I'll set the font weight to 800, which is bold, and font size to 36 pixel, so it will be 3.6 rem. And I'll set a margin, because I've already removed the margin and padding from all element, so I'll set it top and bottom 1.6 rem, and right and left 0. So this is a shorthand property. This first parameter or first value specify top and bottom, and this specify right and left. After H1, I'll have H2. Font weight is going to be 800. Font size will be smaller, so font size 2.4 rem. I also set the margin to 1.6 rem. Then I'll target the paragraph. Font weight 400 will be regular. Font size will be 1.8 rem, so 18 pixel. And I'll set the margin 1.6 rem 0. See, I'm repeating myself here, this margin, this margin, this margin. So better way to do this is by writing h1 comma h2 comma p and set the margin. Just click here and press option and move this up. I'm going to remove this. Just click here anywhere and press Ctrl X, it will cut it. So this is a better way. Then I'm going to target the images. So img tag, here I'll make it responsive. So to make it responsive, I'll set the width to 100% and height will be auto. So this will make the image responsive. It will fit neatly inside its container. Now I'm going to create a utility class. Now these are some base style. Now I'm going to create some utility class. So first I'm going to create a class called row, which I'm going to use to lay out my content in a horizontal way. It will get clear to you when we are going to use it. So you'll first set display flex. So whatever the child that this row contains will be aligned in a row. The default behavior of flex is that all the elements will be aligned in a row. You can change the direction if you set flex direction to column. So we are going to use this property to make a website responsive. So when the website is in a desktop version, the content will be stacked in a horizontal way, and when the page is seen in a tablet or a mobile, I'm going to change the flex direction to this column so that all the content is arranged vertically. So this is a very neat trick. So first I'm going to display flex. I'm going to justify content space between. The width of this row will be 80%. I'm going to align the items to center, and I'll set the margin to auto. So what margin auto is going to do is that this row, because it is having a width of 80%, this 80%, so margin auto will take it to the center. Now after this I'm going to target the section tag which I'll be using to define my section. I'll just set the padding, give it some padding, top and bottom 100 pixel, right and left 0. So these are the basic styles. So these are the base styles that we are going to use. Now that we have laid the basic styles, let's go back to the index.html and work on the navigation and the header section. So back in the index.html file, inside the body I'm going to create a header. Inside this header I'll create a nav. Now inside the nav I'll have the logo. So first I'm going to create a div with a class logo. So using Emmet you can just write dot logo, it will create a div and give it a class logo. Inside this I'll create a h1 and write fintech. Now outside this logo I'm going to create the UL. I'll create li. Inside the li I'm going to create anchor tag. So write a, press tab. Now I'm going to duplicate this 4 times. So press shift option and down arrow. So this will duplicate it 4 times. So this is one way of writing this. So now I'm going to show you how you can write this using Emmet very easily. So I'm going to remove this. So what we need, first we need a header. So header. Inside this I want a nav. So greater than sign, write nav. Right here you can see the structure what Emmet is going to create. So header, we have the nav. Then inside the nav I want my logo. So I'll create a div with the class logo. Now inside this div I'm going to create h1. So again greater than sign h1, and this h1 will contain the text fintech. So to write the text, use curly braces and write fintech. See the structure which Emmet is creating. Now after this I'm going to come back 2 steps up because UL starts after this div. So one step up will be from this, second step up will be from this. So to move one step up, use a caret sign. So this sign, it will take you one step up, and again I want to move one step up. So after moving 2 steps up, I'm going to create the UL. See where the UL is. So this is not right. I need to just move one step up. So I'm going to remove one caret. Then inside the UL, I'm going to create 4 li. So I'll write li into 4. And now inside this, I'm going to create the anchor tag. Press tab. See how easily we have written this using Emmet. So practice this because it will be very helpful. So now inside the A, first I'm going to write home, then here about, then process, then testimony, and finally again once I'm going to copy this, contact. So this is the HTML markup for the header section. Now let's style this. Go to style.css, begin a comment. Let's say hero section. So first I'm going to target the header. I'll give it a height of 100 VH. It will take up entire screen, entire viewport height. I'm going to set a background. So here first I'm going to set a linear gradient, RGBA. It will be black, so 0, 0, 0, and it will be from 0.9 to 0.6. So RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.6, and after this I'll set the background image. So URL, the image is in the images folder, and this pg.jpg, and I'll set to no repeat. Let me do it here. So background repeat, no repeat. Background size will be cover, and background position will be center. So let's see. Right click and choose this option, open with live server. This is an extension. So this is a background image, and we have this linear gradient from this dark to somewhat light, and we have this navigation links and our logo. Now let's style that. First I'm going to target the logo, so which is inside this div with the class logo. I'll target h1. and I'll set the font size to 3.2 rem. The color I'm going to choose is hash AC, sorry, 4CAF50, and I'll set the margin to 0. Let's see. So we have this. Now after this I'm going to target the nav element, and I will set a padding 2% from top and bottom, and right and left 8%, and I'm going to set this to display flex, and I will set justify content space between. So let's save and see. So we have the navigation. Now I'm going to target the UL. So nav UL list style type will be none, and then I'm going to target the LI. So UL LI, I'll set this to display inline block. Let's see. Let me change the color of this navigation. So I'm going to set the entire color of this header to white smoke, and I'm going to change the color of A tag to also white smoke. Now finally I'm going to add some margin. So in here I'll set margin left 2.5 rem. Let's see. And after this I'm going to set the hover state. So write nav ul lia, then hover, and I'll change the color to this green color. Copy this, paste it here, and I'll add a transition so that it smoothly changes the color. So 0.5 second, and the timing function is going to be ease in out. Let's save. So it's working. So now that we have the navbar for the desktop version, so let's make one for the mobile version as well. So first I'm going to go to the box icon website and add a hamburger icon. So choose menu, this one, click here and copy this, and in the index.html file I'm going to paste this after this ending UL tag. So let's see. So we have the hamburger icon, but it is in black, that's why we are not able to see it. So let's change the color. So here we need to add attributes to it. So color is equal to white smoke. Let's see. And I'm also going to change the size. So for that again I'm going to use the attribute size equal LG. You can browse all the attributes here. Let me show you. Go to usage. See, these are the attributes that you can apply to your icon: type, name, color, size, rotate, flip, border. You can also add animation to it. Now go back to style.css file, and here I'm going to first set the display property of that menu to none, because we don't want to see it in the desktop version. So I'll write nav box icon display none, so it is hidden. Now in the mobile version or the tablet version, let's go right click inspect. Let's say this one 768 pixel. Okay. In the style.css file I'm going to write the media query. So write @ media only screen and max width 768 pixel. So these styling are going to be applied when the device size is less than 768 pixel. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to change the flex direction of the nav. So I'll target the nav and I'll set it to flex direction column. So let's see. See, now it's arranged vertically. Then I'm going to target the box icon. I'll change the display to block so that it is visible. Let's see, it is visible. Now I need to move this to here. So I'm going to set the position absolute, on this, and I'm going to set the position relative on this nav so that it moves relative to this navigation nav element. So I'm going to set position relative inside this, and here I'm going to set the position absolute. See, now it has moved up. So now I'm going to position this hamburger icon here. So I'll write top 18 pixel. So from top it will be 18 pixel, and from right it's going to be 32 pixel. Okay, let's save. See, now it is here. Now we need to work on this UL. So I'll target the nav UL and write background color white smoke, and I'll set display none because I want to show the UL only when the user click on this hamburger icon. So this we will achieve using JavaScript. So what we are going to do in JavaScript is that when the user click on the hamburger menu, I'm going to toggle a class. So what class I'm going to toggle? I'm going to create one class show menu, and here I just change the display to block. But let me comment this display property now. We are going to style the UL first. It's not looking right. So I'm going to target nav UL li. I'm going to set a padding 2%, top and bottom, right and left 0, and I'll set the nav UL li a color to hash 222. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't add display block to this because we have added display inline to this li. Where it is? See, we have this inline block. So we need to change this to display block. So now our UL look like this. So I'm going to uncomment this, and let's go to the app.js file where we are going to write the toggle action. So here first I'm going to select the hamburger icon. So let me go back to index.html file, and here I'm going to give it an ID menu. Then in the app.js file I'll write document.query selector. Inside this I'm going to target the menu hash menu, and then I'm going to add an event listener which will be click, so that when the user click on it, then I'm going to write the function. So I'm going to use arrow function. So inside this I'm going to select the UL. So I'll write document.query selector nav UL, and I'll use the class list, then toggle. And what class I'm going to toggle? That show menu class, in which we have display block. So this much code only you need to write. So let's save this, go back to index file. See, it's working. When I click, the UL is shown. So we have created the desktop and the mobile version of a navigation. So next we are going to write the content for this hero section. So back in the index.html file, so here after the nav tag, I'm going to create a div with a class header content. So inside this I'm going to create one h1. So for the text, let's copy this from the completed website. Just copy this, paste it, and again I'm going to create a paragraph, and for the text just copy this, and then I have this form element. So I'll create a form. I'm going to remove the action since I'm not submitting it to any server. So inside the form I'll create input. The type will be text. I'm going to remove the name and the ID, and I'm going to create a placeholder, enter your name. Then I'm going to create another input for email. I'm going to remove the name and the ID. I'll create a placeholder, enter your email. After this I'm going to create a button which will be a submit button. So input submit, the value will be subscribe. So this is the markup for the content of the header section. Now let's style this. Open up style.css. So after this nav UL li hover, First let me comment this media queries. So here I'm going to target the header content. I'll set the width to 50% and I'm going to set the position to relative. I'm not setting the position to absolute because when you position any element absolute, it takes the element out from the normal document flow. But when you position the element relative, it does not take the element out of the normal document flow, because I just want to nudge the entire header content a little bit down. So that's why I have declared this position relative. So from top 16% and left 8%. I get this number by playing around. It's not something that you get right at the very first time. You need to work on this. Just play around with the number, and when you see and when you like the position, you can go with it. So after this, let's see first. So this is how it looks like. So next I'm going to target the form or style the form. So I'll target form. I'll give it a margin top and bottom 2.4 rem and 0 from right and bottom, and then I'm going to target the input elements. So I'm going to increase the font size to 1.8 rem. After this I'm going to target the text and the email input. So write input type equal text and also input type equal email. Now here I'll set the width to 50% of the container, and I'll set the padding to 12 per pixel and 20 pixel. So 12 pixel from top and bottom and 20 pixel from right and left. Then I'll set a margin top and bottom 1.2 rem 0, and I'll set this to display block, and I'll set a border 1 pixel solid hash CCC. So let's see. So this is our input field. Now let's style the button. So here input type equal submit, width will be 50%, background color will be hash 4CA F50, color of the text will be white, padding 14 pixel 20 pixel, and margin 8 pixel top and bottom right and left 0. I'm going to change the border to none. Border radius will be 4 pixel. Cursor is going to be pointer. So I'm going to change the text capitalization, text transform uppercase. Let's save this. So we have a subscribe button. Now here I don't like this placeholder text, it's very big, so I'm going to style this. So for this you need to target the placeholder pseudo class, place this pseudo class, and in here I'll change the font size to 1.3 rem and the color will be hash CCC. Let's see the font size and the color is changed. So this is the hero section of a page, and next we'll work on this about section. So let's work on this section. So right after this header I'm going to create a comment. So press command /, this will insert a comment. Here I'll write about, then I'm going to create a section with the class about. See, we have already styled, given a padding to this section in a base styling. So it will have 100 pixel padding top and bottom. In the about, inside this I'll create a row. This is a utility class which is set to display flex. So all the content will be arranged in a arranged in a row. Now inside this row I'll create 3 sections. So first will be about left, about middle, and about right. Now in the about left I'm going to create h2, and let's copy the text from here, paste it, Then I'm going to add an image. So image source is going to be images. Under this we have this about.jpg. So this is the about left. Let's see. So this image is very big because we only have one column. So in the about middle, I'm going to create h2 our history. Then I'm going to copy the text from here. Let's say copy this, paste it in a P. Again copy this text, paste it here. Then I'm going to create a button. So I'm going to create a link and I'll give it a class btn, and in here I'll write read more. Twice I'm going to add the content in the about right. So h2, just copy or write whatever you want. Vision mission paragraph, just copy the text, paragraph, paste it. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So this is how it looks like right now. So we need to set something. So we'll work on the style sheet. Go to style.css, and after this header section I'm going to create a comment about section, and in here I'm going to target each of the 3 rows. So about left, about middle, and about right. Here I'm going to set the flex basis, which is another way to set a width to a flex child. I'm going to set this to 30% and I'll add a padding, all around padding 1.6 rem. So let's save this. So now it looks like this. Since this row has display flex, all the contents, all the child elements of this, so this is one child, this is one child, and this is one child, will be aligned in a row. And you can set width of these elements using the flex basis property. So this is all about this section. We don't need to do anything more. So now let's work, or let me style the button. So this link has a class btn, so I'm going to copy this, and here I'll write the style for it. So what I'm going to do is just copy this entire properties and paste it here. I'll remove the width. Background color will be this, color is going to be this. Let's change the padding to 8 pixel and 16 pixel. I'll set this to display inline block. Let's change the margin to 2 rem. Border will be none, border radius okay 4 pixel, and rest will be the same. So let's see. So we have the button. So for this button I just reduce some padding and margin. So this is the first about section. Now we'll work on this part. So let's start. So go back to index.html file, and after this about 1 I'm going to create a comment about 2. I'll create a section with class about 2. Now inside this I'll create the row. Now here I'll have 2 div, so 2 column. So about 2 left and about 2 right. Now inside this left column I'm going to create a h2, what we can do for you. Then I'm going to create an h1, about us. Then I'm going to copy the paragraph from here. Just copy this paragraph. Paragraph, paste. Copy this. Copy this and paste this. See, I'm copying this paragraph because I want to keep the design consistent, because I don't remember how many what is the length of the paragraph. You can also do this you can also insert lorem ipsum using Emmet. So p bracket greater than sign lorem and the number of words that you want to insert, let's say 100. So Amit will insert the content, but I don't exactly remember how much content, how much words I have used, so that's why I'm copying and pasting this so that the design remain consistent. So let's see what happens here. So we have this. Now in the about to right, I'm going to create a row first. Let me explain you why. So I'm going to create two rows here. First row will contain these two cards and the second row will contain these two cards. So this is the logic behind wrapping these elements inside two rows. So in here I'm going to create a div with a class card, and I am going to use box icon. So I have this code. You can search box icon and get this code and choose whatever icon you like. So box icon, and inside this I will have type equal logo and name equal apple, the color equal hash 4C AF 50, and size I'm going to set it to custom size 60 pixel. After this I'll have a H2 iOS development. I'm going to copy this entire card one more time and paste it inside this row, and here I'll change the name to Android, color will be same, and here I'll write Android development. Now again I'm going to create another row. See, this div is not a stray div. Okay, so let me format this document quickly. I'm using Beautify extension, so Beautify file, this extension, so it will indent it properly. Now again I'm going to create one more row. Just copy this, paste it here. Now change this apple to data. Here I'll write data base management, and this I'm going to change this to line chart down, and this to data visualization ZATION. So this much markup we need to add. Now we are going to style this. So let's first see how it looks like at the current moment. So it looks something like this. Why the icon is not showing? Let me check. So here I need to remove this. Let's save. So we have the icon. Now let's style this. Open up style.css, and after the button I'm going to target the about to. I'll set the background color to 222 and color to white smoke. Then I'm going to target about to left. I'll set the flex spaces. I'm going to set the width, so flex spaces 50%, and about to right, the flex spaces will be 30%, and I'm going to set some padding to our card. So about to dot card padding 3 rem top and bottom, right and left 8 rem, and color will be hash 222. Sorry. And background color will be DC. Margin top and bottom and right and left 1.6 rem, so 16 pixel, and I'll set the text align to center. So let's see. So this is how the about to looks like. So we have added the styling, but here I need to change something. So in this H2, this will be H1, about us will be heading level 1. So now we have this. Now that we have completed the about section, let's work on this process section. So right after this about to section, I'm going to begin a comment and write process. And here first I'm going to create a section with a class process. Inside this I'm going to create a row, and inside the row I'm going to create a h1 tag with the heading what is our process. So after this row I'm going to create one more row, so div with a class row. Inside this I'm going to create a container, so process content. This will be the wrapper div. Now inside this I'll create the progress bar, so again create a div with a class progress bar. Now in here I'll create three div which will be the circle. So this circle we are going to create three div for it. So first div with class c1, I'm going to duplicate this two more times, so c2 and c3. I'm going to create one more row, and inside this I'll create the three boxes. So first box 1, inside the box 1 I'll have h2 1, and for the paragraph let's copy the text. I'm going to copy this two more times. I'm going to change this box 1 to 2, 2 to and this one to 3. So this is the HTML markup for the process section. Now let's style it. Go to style.css, and right after this about to card, I'm going to create a new comment process section. So first I'm going to let me see. First I'm going to center this. So I'm going to target the process class. Inside this I'll target the row. So justify content center. Now I'm going to target the process content class, and I will set margin top 100 pixel. And after this let's work on the progress bar. So progress bar, I'll give it a width of 80% and a height of 2 pixel. The background color will be 222, and I'll set the margin to auto so that it is in the center. And I'll set position relative, because I'm going to set position absolute on the circle, and I'm going to position it relative to this progress bar. So now let's see. So we have this line. Now I'm going to create the circles. So I'm going to target progress bar dot c1. Just copy this, paste it two more times for c2 and for c3. Here I'm going to set the height to 20 pixel, width to 20 pixel, border radius will be 50%, and background color will be 222, and the position will be absolute. Now I'm going to work on the individual circle. First let's see. So we have all the three circles at this place. So I'm going to target the circle C1. I'll set the top to -8 pixel and left to 50 pixel. So the first circle is here. Then I'm going to just copy this, paste it, change this to C2. So in here the left will be 50%. So here is the second circle. Now finally the third circle, C3, and from right it will be 50 pixel. Let's see. So we have these. Now let's work on this box. So I'll target the box 1, box 2, box 3. I'll set a padding to 1.8 rem, so 18 pixel all around. Then I'm going to target the box 2, process box 2, and I'm going to set the text align to center. See, this is in center and this is left aligned, and for box 3 text align will be right. I need to change this to box 3. So you can play around with this number, top and left, to get the circle where you want. Let's change 1, 2, 3, and finally I'm going to target the H2. So process content H2, and I'll give it a color of hash 4CAF50, that green color. So this is the process section. Next we'll work on this testimony section. So after this section I'm going to create a comment testimony, and I'm going to create a section with a class testimony. In here I'm going to create a row first, then I'm going to create 2 boxes. So we have these 2 boxes, so I'm going to give it a class test. So the first box, test. Inside this I'm going to create a div with a class image, and then I'm going to add the image. So images, I have this g1. After this I'm going to create a div with a class test content. In here I'll create a paragraph first. Let's copy the text from here. Then I'm going to create an h2 tag, Jane Doe. Then I will add the box icon. So first I'll create a div with the class icons. Then I'm going to add the box icon. You can browse the site, box icon site, to get the code. So here I have the code. So box icon name equals star, type equals solid, and I'm going to change the color white smoke. Let's save and see. So we have the star. We need to style it, that's why it's looking very big. So after this I'm going to just duplicate this 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the last one I'm going to change this to star half. Then I'm going to copy this entire test div and paste it right after this. I will change the image to G2. I'll change the name to Laura Smith, and the rest will be the same. So this is a markup for the testimony. Now let's style it. Go back to style.css, begin a comment, testimony. So first I'm going to target the testimony class because I want to add a background color to it. So the background color will be 222, and the color of the text will be white smoke. So let's see. So we have this background. After this I'm going to target the test class. So testimony.test. In here I'll change the background color to hash 50 50 50, and I'll add a padding top and bottom 4 and right and left 8 rem, and I'll also add a margin 0 top and bottom, and right and left 1 rem. So 10 pixel margin right and left. Then I'm going to target the image. So testimony image, this is our div, and height I'm going to specify 80 pixel, and width I'm going to specify 80 pixel, and then I'm going to target the image tag itself. So testimony img, I'll specify the height to 100% and width to 100%, border radius will be 50%, and object fit, this will fit the image inside that container, will be cover. So let's see we have our image nicely fit into that container of 80 pixel 80 pixel. So this is the testimony section. Next we'll work on the contact section. Now in the index.html file, after this section, write contact. I'm going to create a section with the class contact. Inside this I'll have a row, then h1 contact us. After this row I'm going to create another row, and this will hold the form. I'm going to remove the action. Then I'll have input of type text. Here I'll add a placeholder. I'm going to remove this. I'll add a placeholder. Enter your name. Then again I'll have an input of type email. I'm going to remove this. I'll have a placeholder. Enter your email. Then I'll have a text area. So text area. So from here I'm going to remove everything and I'll style it in the CSS file. So inside the text area I'll write enter your message. Then finally I'll have the button. So input, the type will be submit, the value will be sent. So let's save and see. So we have the form which looks like this. I'm going to change this. So let's go to the style.css file, and after the testimony begin a comment contact. So first I'm going to target the row. So contact.row, justify content, center. Then I'm going to target the form. I'll set a width of 100%, and I'll set the display property to flex and flex direction column. Then I'll set align items to center. Let's see. So we have the form. We need to work on the text area. Then I'm going to target the input. So contact form input, I'll set the width to 50%, and then I'll target the text area. So contact text area, I'll set a width to 50%, and I'll set a height to 150 pixel. I'll set a padding to 12 pixel top and bottom, 20 pixel right and left. Border I'll change this to 1 pixel, solid hash CCC. Font size will be 1.3 rem, and I'm going to change this property. So resize will be none, so that the user cannot resize the text area. Then the color of the text will be CCC, and I'll set a margin top and bottom. Margin top and bottom 1.2 rem, that is 12 pixel. I'll change the font family to Poppins, PPINS, and the fallback sans serif. So let's see we have the text area. So this is the contact us section. Next we are going to work on the footer. So open this index.html file, and after this contact section I'm going to begin a comment footer. I'll use the footer tag. So footer, inside this I'll use a paragraph, and I'll write made with. Then I'm going to use box icon. So box icon, and in here the name will be heart, type will be solid, and the color will be white smoke. And then made with, after this I'll write by Dev Gupta for my dear students. So this is the markup for the footer. So at present it looks like this. Now let's style it. After this contact, I'll begin a comment footer, and here I'll target the footer tag. I'll set a height to 80 pixel. I'll set a background color to 222 and the color of the text to white. And first let me show you how it looks. So this is how it looks. So I need to center this vertically as well as horizontally, so I can use a line height technique. So here I'll set the line height to 80 pixel. So if you have given a height to a container, as in this case we have this height 80 pixel, then you can set a line height which is same to this height to center the content vertically. So now the content is centered, and I'm going to center this horizontally. For that you can simply write text align center. So save. So we have completed the footer. So now let's check how a page looks in a mobile device. So right click, inspect. So this is how it looks at the moment. We are going to add media queries, but this is how it looks at the moment. So let's work on the mobile version. Close this. And inside this media query, the first thing I'm going to do is to add this property row flex direction column. So let's see, inspect. See, by adding just one property, how a page looks. All the elements are neatly stacked vertically. We need to work on some of the elements, but only just using one property we can make it responsive. So first we are going to work on this header content. So right after this we'll begin a comment header content. So I'll target the header content. I'll set a width to 100%. So let's see. So now the width is 100%. I'll set the top to 16% and left to 0. And I'll set text align center and padding top and bottom 0 and 8 pixel right and left. So let's see. So this part we are working. Now let's work on the form. So input type equal text. So I'm going to copy this, comma paste. Type equal email and type equal submit. Here I'll set the width to 80% and I'll set a margin top and bottom 1.2 rem and right and left auto. So let's see. And then I'm going to remove this bar, this process bar. For that I'll write progress bar display none. So let's see. So the bar is gone, and I will give a margin tops to a process content. (20 pixel), and then I'm going to change the alignment of the text inside the boxes. So process box 1, box 2 and box 3. I'll change it to text align center. So now all are aligned to the center. Then let's see, we need to add a margin to this testimony. So after this write testimony, then I'm going to target testimony.test and margin top and bottom, let's say 1.6 rem, right and left 0. Let's see. So we have the margin, and then finally we are going to work on this form. So contact, I'm going to target the form input as well as the text area. So contact text area, and I will change the width to 100%. So let's see. So this is the page, how it looks like in a mobile device. This is also working. So this is it. We have created the page for the desktop version as well as for the mobile version. It's also completely responsive, and we have made this using only HTML and CSS. So if you like the content of this video, give it a like and do subscribe to my channel. So thank you for watching, and I will see you later.